Yo, what's going on, guys? I'm Frank, and this is my draft analysis for the CPC D-league. So this is a new league that I am in, the Continental Pokemon Championship. So this is a cool league. This is the D-league, as I said like 10 seconds ago, not the main league. But this is a new league that I joined, as I said just a second ago. But yeah, this is gonna be my draft. I'm gonna go over it. Probably won't be a super long video. Like, hopefully I don't go too in depth. I'm gonna try to make it kind of brief. But I'm just gonna go over my draft, what I drafted, and my team. And I'm excited for the season. So first off, uploads will be on Tuesday. They are optional for this league, as it is just a D league. But I will be probably uploading every week. So the first battle will actually go up tomorrow. I'm doing this video kind of late. I think this video is gonna be going up on Monday. So the week 1 battle will be going up tomorrow, so that will be fun and exciting. I will be doing post-comments, by the way. I'll probably do like a short team builder in the same video as the battle, so you guys can get excited for that if you would like. Still in the NPL, by the way. That's still Sundays for uploads, so just want to mention that. But yeah, so CPC D-league. This is season 2 of the D-league, by the way. The main CPC is on like season 5, I think. So yeah, so this was a points draft. It was similar to the NPL, like the points were very similar, just you get, I think, 110 in total instead of 120, which is a little bit limiting, but I mean that's okay, because then we'll see some lower tier mons getting drafted more often, which is okay. It's good to see lower mons being used more, which is cool. So you can get, I think, 9 to 11 mons in your draft. I end up getting 11, which I'll go over. But yeah, so first mon, as you can see here, is the Landorus T. So I got this with the, I don't know what number pick did I have? I forget. We had 16 people. I think I had like number 9 or something. And I got Lando T. Now this is a very good mon, and I did end up making up my Z user, by the way. Now you actually end up getting two Z users, and one of them has to be 9 points or lower, so my second one was, and that one can only be offensive, while the other one can use any Z moves, barring like Omni Boost and Evasion ones, so it's not the broken ones. So I can run like Z Stealth Rocks or something on this, but I mean, Lando would pretty much almost always run an offensive Z Crystal anyways, or run an offensive Z move, sorry. So Lando's just a really cool mon. I think it's kind of overrated, personally. Like, it's not as amazing and game-breaking as people think, because it's always better in theory than, you know, it'll actually do. Because, like, in theory, it can set up and sweep every game, and it can run a Z-Crystal every game, but, like, really, it's not going to be running a Z-Crystal every game. Like, sometimes you might want Yachi, sometimes you might want it to be Scarf, maybe you want it to run a Rocky Helmet. You know, it's not running a Z-Crystal every game, so I don't think it's broken, and I don't think it is as amazing as people think, but I want to try out Z-Lando myself. I used it in the Major PL vs. TBU League War, and it was cool, but that was only for 2 games, so I didn't get used a lot. But Z-Lando is going to be really cool. It gets a lot of nice moves, Z-Earthquake, Z-Fly. It's a good rocker, it's got some pretty nice speed, it can pivot, it's just a nice mon in general. So, next up, I got Tapu Fini. So originally I wanted to get Mega Scizor in this slot because I like, so Lando is quite weak to ice, right? So Mega Scizor is quite weak to fire, so I want to try to add up some quad weaknesses, because if you have multiple of them, it's going to be hard it's going to be hard to pack the right coverage to hit all of them, or you're going to have to pick which ones you're able to hit, which is really difficult, because like if you can hit all of them, like you can like pack like Fire Punch and Ice Punch and whatnot, then you know you might just want to do that, but you might not have room to carry all of the coverage that you need. So it's always really tricky to do that. But I was not able to get Maces, where I was sniped, I think 2 picks before me. I think L5 took it, so rip. But we got Tapu Fini, which is a really nice mon and a good partner for Lando. So let me just go over the points. By the way, Lando was 19, Tapu Fini was 15. So I mean, I'm not worrying about points too early. Like the first 2 to 3 rounds, I'm just kind of getting whatever I want. I could have gotten Manaphy actually this round, but I wanted Fee because it's a nice fairy, and it was also like 3 points cheaper than Manaphy, so I thought, you know, I'll get Fee. It also gets default, which Manaphy does not, and it's a fairy, as I said. It's just a nice mon, though. Really, really nice dual stab, and it's a really good typing, because it's really good offensively, as well as the water fairy typing allows it to take hits and be a good defensive mon as well. And I really like the speed stat that has an 85, and it's a fast wall, so it can taunt a lot of other walls and beat a lot of other fat things, which is really nice. So Fee's going to be pretty cool in this team. So next we got Scizor, normal Scizor, because I did not get Mega Scizor, but normal Scizor fills that same kind of niche and allows me to get some other mon as my Pokemon to take the Mega slot, so that's really nice. So Scizor is still pretty good. I think it's kind of better than Mega Scizor in that you can get another Pokemon to take up that slot as your Mega Pokemon, but normal Scizor is still good, and it can hold an item, and it's nice. So we can Bullet Punch, and it does a lot. Like Swords Dance, that allows it to boost, and then Bullet Punch does a lot to things. It can pivot as well, which is nice with Lando. It's a Steel type that doesn't get rocks, which I don't like, as well as Flying is still neutral to it, which I do not like. So I'm going to try to patch that up later. But it's still a nice mon. It's varying my speed tiers. Right now, my team's actually kind of slow. My fastest mon right now is base 91. But that's alright. I can patch it up and get some more speed later. But it's just a nice mon. It gets default too. It can even like B-pass some stats. I'm not certain on the B-pass rules. I want to say they're what the old Smogon rules were, and that you can pass just speed or all other stats, but not both. I want to say, but I'm not certain that. But it's still a cool mon, and it's a really nice mon. I want to try it out. It seems really cool and fun, and it's going to be cool. So, I said cool 5 times. Next we got Celebi. So stacking up these quad weaknesses, we already got quad weakness to Ice, Fire, and then Bug here. So Celebi is a nice mon. Really good stats all around the board. It gets Stealth Rocks, it gets Healing Wish. I really like Healing Wish, especially into Lando, and I can maybe set up and then win. Healing Wish Celebi is just really nice. It gets, as I said, it gets B-Pass too, which is cool. It gets U-Turn, so another pivot. It gets Rocks, so 2 Rockers so far. And it's just a really nice partner for what I have so far. It can help Feeny, like, those two together do really well. As, like, all the weaknesses that Celebi has, like Fire, Bug, Dark, not Flying, but most of the weaknesses Feeny can actually patch up himself. The only weakness that they do share is Poison, which is kind of bad, but then like my Lando and my Scizor can cover that, so that's pretty nice. So Scizor has 13 points and Celebi was 12, by the way, so I've spent quite a bit of points right now. So in my next pick, actually, I went with something that's pretty cheap, and it seems kind of weird that I got this in the 5th pick, and it's kind of early, but when you think about it in points, like, I don't think, like, it's a lot easier to get a mon earlier because you want to, like to get a lower tier mon earlier, because you want to make sure you get that lower tier mon and you get that value pick. And I think value picks are very important in point or tier drafts. So I actually ended up getting Dragology next. So this mon only cost 9 points, which I think was a decent deal for it. But it seems weird that I got it 5th round. 5th round is pretty early for it. But it adds some really nice things to my team. So as I said, that Poison weakness with Celebi and Feeny is there, but this thing can take on Poison hits as well. It's a nice dragon. It's a nice wall breaker, as it can hit really hard with Dracos and Sludge Bombs, and it gets Toxic Spike. It's a good Toxic Spiker, which is nice. I think T-Spikes are a very good hazard, and they can be very nice in some matchups. It's also Grounded Poison type, so I can get rid of T-Spikes that are set up on me, so that's really nice. It's just a nice slower wall breaker, and pairs really well with Lando, because this thing hits on the special side, Lando hits on the physical side, and I think this is just a good partner to go with my team, and I think this really works with my team. So next, I end up getting actually, I'll just go to the Pokemon. I got Mega Houndoom. So I got this mon here in this slot because I thought I didn't want to wait much longer, because I think there were some teams that definitely this mon could have fit on their team, so I wanted to get Houndoom right now. And this is a really cool Pokemon. I know a lot of people love it. I know Kelly really loves it. I know Jolt liked it in the NPL. And I'm really excited to use this thing. I don't think I've used it before, and I'm very excited. It's really fast. It hits hard. Really good dual typing. Like Dark and Fire just hits a lot of mons. And it's just a cool mon. It hits hard, as I say. Flame Charge is a cool set too. Gets Sucker Punch. And like, it's viable on the physical side too, so it can be mixed. Like, as I said, Flame Charge, Sucker Punch. It even gets like Sludge Bomb for decent coverage. It doesn't really have good coverage. Like, the only coverage it gets is like Sludge Bomb and Solar Beam and Hidden Powers, but I mean, you don't need a whole lot of coverage outside of its dual stab and maybe Hidden Power. Also gets Taunt, which is nice for walls, and it's a cool one. Also, like, Destiny Bond could be a cool tech, and like Nasty Plot is nice to set up and break walls, and Sub and Super Fang, just a lot of cool things that this mon can do. It's a nice Mega, and I'm really excited to try it out. as well as it does give me some speed. It's my first mon over base 100, which is really nice because I think speed is very key, and you need to get a lot of fast mons. And this team actually isn't quite as fast as I would have liked, but it definitely still has some speed, and I think has a lot of things that I like. I really like this draft, actually. I mean, we'll see how it goes, but I think this definitely could be one of my favorite drafts. It just seems really nice. It has a lot of factors that I like. But yeah, let's move on. So, this is just my team for week 1, and then my opponent's team, and then my opponent's team for week 2. So you guys don't have to look at that. But this is the rest of my draft. So pretend you didn't see the rest of that. So next pick, I got Mismagius. So by the way, Houndoom was 11, Mismagius is 7. I'm not keeping like a total point tracker on the side, but I'm just mentioning it. So at this point, I didn't have too many points left, but I don't think anyone else did either. But I wanted to get this mon because this ended up being my second Z user, by the way, because this is less than 10. So I can use it as a Z user. Then my only other options were like Dragology and maybe Hariyama. But I mean, then like a couple other ones that weren't super viable. But I ended up going with this as my second Z user. Now it's only offensive, so I cannot use any cool support Z moves. Like it gets mementos, so like that'd be cool, but I can't use it. So sad, whatever. But it's a nice mon. It's like a nasty plot, and it gets nice coverage, so I can run a Z Crystal for a lot of moves, like Energy Ball. It gets Mystical Fire, which is cool, so I can run like a Fire EMZ, I can run a Ghost EMZ, as well as Hex could be nice with Toxic Spikes. So that's really cool. Power Gem gets a lot of coverage, which is nice. Gets Taunt too. I love Taunt users. I have Feeny, Houndoom, Mismagius. I have a lot of Taunt users, which is really nice. Fast Taunters I think are very good. So, you know, it's just a cool mon. Also gets Trick, Willow, a lot of other cool techs, as I said. Base 105 is another mon above base 100. I think that is a big benchmark we need to hit. I think you should have at least 3 mons above base 100. And I think, like, yeah, I mean, and then I also have Celebi at base 100. So, you know, I think 3 or 4 mons above base 100 or at base 100. So, I mean, yeah, this team does a pretty good job of that, as I do end up getting 3 mons above 100 and 1 mon at 100, so that's pretty good. Out of like 1 more fast mon, and I did plan to get Mienshao at 105, but that got sniped, so I ended up getting a different fighting type, which I got in this pick, and that was Hariyama. So this is a really nice mon. I really like Hariyama because I wanted like Conk, which is really cool, but it cost 12 points, so Hariyama was only 7, and I really cannot afford to spend 12 to get Conk. I think Conk was still around, and I think it is still around. But this is just this is relatively a lot cheaper, and also gives me some nice things. It gets Guts, which is cool. I mean, Guts, it's not what I'm going to say. It gets Thick Fat, which is a really cool thing that Conk does not get. Conk also gets Guts, but whatever. So Thick Fat's really nice, is that allows me to take Ice and Fire hits, which my team could have a bit of trouble with. I mean, Feeny can take them, but with like Scizor and Lando, then this is a nice partner with that, as I can have Thick Fat and then scout for some hidden powers and such. So Hariyama's a nice partner with them. It gets Fake Out and Bullet Punch, so that adds to priority, which I only have in Scizor and I guess Houndoom and Sucker Punch. So you know, I have a fair amount, which is nice. It gets nice coverage though, like Close Combat, Knock Off, Poison Jab, I think, Heavy Slam, Iron Head. You know, it gets pretty good coverage, which is nice. Fake Out's a cool tech. It gets Belly Drum and then Bullet Punch, which is nice. You can maybe do that. It's not Stab Bullet Punch, but still can hit pretty hard. So that could be a cool tech if a team is weak to Steel, at least with their fast mon. So that's really nice. But it's just a really bulky mon, base 144. That's just really nice. I mean, his defense is not very good, but that's made up in his HP stat, which is nice. So Hariyama's just pretty fat and hits pretty hard. And, I mean, it's kind of slow, but that's okay. I do some Trick Room options, like Celebi gets Trick Room as well as Mismagius does, so I have some Trick Room options. So, in this next slot, I didn't really know what I wanted. I didn't need a certain role filled outside of, well, I mean, I had the last 2 planned, but I thought I want to get this mon, I'm going to get this mon earlier, and then the other 2 mons that I have planned I can get after. So, I didn't need a certain role filled, like I have my Dark type, I have a good amount of speed, I have some rockers, like I have 2 rockers right now, I end up getting 1 more rocker, not in this pick, but I have a good amount of roles that are filled already, and I end up getting a really cool tech Amon, and I think Amon that can really help, and I think is very good on this team, and I got Wobbuffet. So Jolt, I know you are going to be proud of me. I talked to Jolt, and he definitely said it was good on the team, and he said it would be a good mon here, and I thought it would be, and Jolt definitely made me want to get it, and I did get it. So Wobbuffet is just really good, because, so, even though it doesn't get any attacks, it gets counter, and that's really nice. So this thing can trap mobs, which is really, really cool. It's annoying to prep for, because your opponent is forced to at least think about it in prep, and maybe run like sub and stuff, and toxic, or run the shed shell, which, you know, forces it to not run any other item. Like, for example, that Pokemon might not be able to run a Scarf or a Life Orb or like a Z Crystal, which is nice. So even if I don't bring Wob, it still will make them prep differently, and well, not play differently if I don't bring it, but it'll make them prep differently, and if I do bring it, it'll make them play a certain way. So Wob's just a really cool mon, and it pairs really, really well with Feeny, as if the terrain's still up, then I cannot get Toxic, which is cool. And it also pairs well with like Feeny and Scizor and Celebi to an extent, because I can like Encore Pokemon into Toxics and then switch into one of them, like switch into Scizor and setup, which is really nice. As well as it can just get rid of big threats that could be annoying, and it can help Feeny out, because Feeny is nice and can check a lot of mons, but it can't check all of them. Like, if you make Feeny try to check your opponent's whole team, switch into all of it, it's not going to be able to. But if you have some other mons to help pivot with Feeny, then you can make Feeny's job easier and make Feeny better. So Wild Effect can help me just to take on big threats, and it's really nice, and it's just a really cool tech mon, and I think it definitely supports the team well. So next we got Steelix. So another Steel type. Seems weird, I already have Scizor, but this mon gives me two main roles that my other Steel type does not. It can take on Flying types pretty well, as a Steel can take on Flying, and it's not a part Bug type, so Flying's not neutral. I can take it, it's really nice, and it also gets Stealth Rocks, which is nice. So this is my third rocker, my final rocker, which is 3 is enough. I think 3 is the minimum you should have. 3 to 4 is good. I mean, the more is always better, but I think 3 is okay. So Steelix can get up rocks. It's really nice. It weighs a lot. It's also really slow, so that's helpful for Trick Room. I already have some slow mons, and I mean, I already have Wob, I already have Hariyama, and I think base 44 with my Dragon. But still, it's a nice mon because it gets rocks. It's also really fat on the physical side, so I can maybe invest Wob or Feeny to be especially bulky, which can partner pretty well, or even like Celebi. So it's just really nice, as well as it maybe makes my opponent have a little bit of a tough time, like with Hidden Powers again, because like they might want to carry Hidden Power Ice for Lando, but then like maybe they want Hidden Power 5 for Steelix and Scizor, but then like they don't have Ice for Lando. So, you know, it's another mon that makes coverage a little bit tougher. Steel and Ground is a pretty nice typing, actually. Same typing as Drill, which is always annoying to prep for. He gets Rocks, as I said, and like Roar and Dragon Tail, and also gets Taunt. I mean, slow, so that's not as helpful, but still cool. And Explosion, which is nice. Just a cool suicide move. So yeah, in the last slot here for my team. So I do not have. Alright, so currently the main types I don't have, and main roles. So we do not have a Ice type. I don't think. No, we don't have Ice type, Electric type, and then like maybe Bug, and I think that's it. Bug and Normal. I don't know. I didn't count all the types I don't have, but I ended up getting Strika. So this mon's pretty cool. It's not the best mon, I know, but it's only 4 points, so it's pretty cheap. This mon's really cool because it gets Lightning Rod and Sap Sipper. So the main two of the 3 types that Feeny's weak to. This mon can switch into potentially, and can get a boost in either its special attack or speed or attack. So that's really cool. So this is a pretty nice partner with Feeny in that regard. It's also my fastest mon, slightly faster than Mega Doom. It's 116 compared to 115, which is nice. And you know, as I said, it's not the best mon, but it's a fast Volt Switcher, which is nice. It does the job, and it's not going to be brought in every game, of course, but it can still be helpful in some games, and you know, it still hits fairly hard on the physical side. Like base 100's not too shabby. It gets Wild Charge, which hits pretty hard. It can also be special and, you know, T-Volt, Volt Switching. It gets Signal Beam and Flame Thrower. No, it doesn't. It gets Overheat. Huh, not Flame Thrower. It gets Flame Charge, and you know, it's a decent mon. It's pretty cool. It does some things. Not the best mon in the world, as I said, but it gives me another electric immunity. Now I have 3. I don't love Lando being my only because, you know, then my opponent can just easily slap on Empire Ice and then deal with that. So, you know, Lando's kind of risky to stop Volt Switching, so I do Steelix and a Striker to help me do that. But yeah, this is a cool team. I really like the draft. I think I can do well. I don't know though. I mean, hopefully the draft does well. I think it will, but we'll see how that goes. I like the draft. It just it gives me a lot of things. I have rockers. I have 2 defaulters, 2 pretty good ones, which that's something I usually don't have in my teams. I have Wobbuffet. Wobbuffet's really cool. I'm hopefully getting these Wobbuffet well. I'm really excited to use that. But I like the team. I'm really excited to try out my Houndoom here. It's going to be a beast. Celebi is going to be cool. Like, all these mods I haven't used before, I don't think, except for I used Steelix in the PCL. Outside of that, I don't think I've used any of these mods. So I'm really excited to use these and try these guys out. So as I said earlier, the battle will go up tomorrow for week 1, so you guys can be excited for that. So week 1, I did play Napey, I believe. He's the coach of the Brooklyn Bayonets, if I recall correctly. Sorry, I'm just checking now. Sorry. Yeah, I played, the Brooklyn Bayonets coached by, it was Napey. So that'll be cool. That'll go up tomorrow. And, it was a fun battle. So definitely check that out. I will see you guys then. Peace.